Hey, this is Rich with Sonic State and that's Sonic State's guitar channel, and today I'm with Sheldon Corrington from Bad Seed Guitars, a pretty badass guitar company actually from New Zealand, and basically you make titanium and steel guitars.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, yep.
So, first of all, can you give us a bit of an idea of what actually goes into making a guitar out of titanium?
A huge amount of work. Titanium's a pretty challenging material to work with. There's a lot of man hours involved in it, a lot of love, a lot of patience, a lot of time. Yeah.
So how did you learn to work with titanium?
The titanium and the steel background comes from race cars. So
Okay.
building race cars and hot rods and all the other cool things that I do in life. So moving on to titanium was a natural evolution for trying to incorporate that into the other passion of mine, which is music.
Brilliant. So you combine your passion for race cars and your passion for music, and you came up with titanium guitars.
Pretty well, yeah.
That's pretty cool. So what was the first guitar you built, if you got it with you?
No, the first guitar was a prototype,
Right.
and that was a steel body guitar, and that was pretty cool. Very similar to the Explorer guitar over here.
Yeah.
LP sort of a shape, and then from there we just moved on and just kept making new models in different shapes and completely custom guitars for various people that want them.
Okay, cool. So what have you got new for NAMM 2013 then?
So for NAMM, probably the coolest thing we've got here to show off is the titanium guitars.
Yeah.
The likes of the LP here. There's another one behind you. This is probably one of the coolest guitars we've managed to do so far. This is Andy from EMG. This is actually his personal guitar he's loaned to us for the show.
Right.
And this is just a pretty well as good as it gets right now. We're still working on it, still making better guitars, but this is where it's at really.
Finish on that looks really, really cool. So how, I imagine when you're working with metal, you get all sorts of problems with like potential of rust and things like that, and how do you make it so that it's so smooth and that it won't rust?
Yeah, so titanium's pretty well impervious to most rusting problems and chemicals and things like that.
That shows my knowledge of chemistry right there.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty staunch metal. It takes care of itself.
Okay.
These are polished to a satin finish, and then they've got like an anodized finish over the top of them, which protects them from all that sort of aspect. But they're pretty strong and robust in most regards.
Great. And with the neck going down into the body, what's happening there? It looks like it's going right down in. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The necks in these are all neck through. They're all one piece, single piece neck through. So you get a true wooden instrument with a semi-hollow body sort of design around it.
Right.
So you get all the benefits of having all the timber neck construction, all of the sonic properties of timber, of a wooden neck. So you get the organic tone and vibe out of timber, and on top of that you get the kind of harmonic frequencies and all the extras, all the other really cool things that metal or titanium can do as well. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. In a minute, I'll get you to plug that in and play it.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, stay tuned, and we'll make sure we get how the guitar sounds on camera. But first of all, if you could just talk me through what else you got here, that would be great.
Yeah, no worries. So some of the other cool guitars we've got here. The guitar on the left here is a model that we made for James Hetfield from Metallica. We made two of these. We made a Flying V and an Explorer, which is a really cool guitar. This is a titanium LP style of thing. Passive pickups, really cool, thick sound, really great, warm tone. The Fireball is a classic sort of guitar with a slight twist to it, with a slightly altered headstock and bits and pieces. That's a really heavy guitar, sounds heavy, plays heavy, very cool. The Titanium's been a really popular guitar. It's
the Titanium.
Titanium.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. Look, I love the classics. I love all the original stuff, and those big music companies have been making amazing guitars for a long time, and it's sort of a way of paying homage to those guys a little bit, and doing what I do best, incorporating what I love the most out of what I've seen around the years. So that's an amazing guitar. That talks to you when you play it. It's got a beautiful tone, and it really responds to the way you pick it and pluck it and do the things you do. The Titanium's really lively, really amazing guitar sound. We've got the old Swamp Thing here, which is a rusty one. I've seen you pick that up a few times and play that.
Yeah, man, that guitar is one of my favourite guitars that I've ever even seen or played. That's a really cool guitar.
It's been really popular. Everybody just freaks out at the kind of old school rusty rat rod.
So how did you achieve the finish on that? Because that's rusty, right?
It's true rust. Yeah. So it's I build the bodies, and then I put that through a solution that creates the rusted effect.
Yeah.
and then we neutralise the rust, and then there's a clear coat put over the top that holds it from moving and continuing to rust. So it's still, it's a stable guitar. It doesn't rub off on your skin or your clothes. So it's a very stable guitar. And that's a mean slide guitar, that one. That's awesome. And the other one that's really cool here is the bass. The chrome bass has been a real eye catcher as well.
I'm just going to grab the bass actually, because I want to show the finish on that on camera if I can. I mean, this thing, I'm going to give this to you because it's yours. It's yours to talk about. But that's like 1950s. It looks like I'm watching Grease right now, but instead of driving a car, they're about to play a bass guitar.
Yeah, yeah. It's full triple plating, chrome plating. So it's big, it's heavy, it's shiny, it's pretty well in your face. It's pretty extreme. It's got the latest Thunderbird pickups in it from EMG as well, which is really cool. Once again, neck through. So this thing sounds like nothing on earth. It's big and fat sounding. It's got a lot of articulation, and you can really dial up a lot of sweet sort of highs out of it, a lot of presence out of it when you want it, or you can turn it into a really mellow, warm, fat-sounding bass. It's a very, very cool instrument.
I imagine in a Thunderbird you get quite a lot of high mid-range coming through. A lot of people tend to obviously use a pick with a Thunderbird,
yeah,
and you get that punky sound,
yeah,
or punk rock sound. So this doesn't look like it would be a punky sounding instrument. So how does it feel with those pickups in there? What sort of sound does that give?
Well, the EMGs are awesome. They can be anything and everything. These aren't necessarily the brightest pickups that they produce,
yeah,
but you can get a brighter option, which creates obviously a more sort of a sharper attack and that sort of thing. But man, it can sound anything from warm and soft and mellow right through to absolute slap bass with popping out top end sort of stuff, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's very cool.
So why do you go for Thunderbird style pickups in obviously a non-Thunderbird style bass? What was thinking there?
Yeah, well, hey, it's just about playing with the options. They're all custom, so I like the look of them primarily. I wanted the bass to be too big.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be larger than life. It's a big body. It's a long guitar. It's been extended. We've made an effort. I've made an effort to make it as long and big as I possibly can. I wanted to build a bass that when you stand playing it, you go, man, that's a bass. And it's been a real success. It's just everything's over the top really with this guitar. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't get you to play a guitar before I left. So if I put that back on the wall,
yeah, sure.
Do you mind plugging in and playing something?
No worries at all. I'll get my man Max can come over and play.
Okay. This is Mad Max according to his name tag, so this should be fun.
Pick up one of these and play one of these, mate.
So we're plugging into it's a Messer amp here, yeah?
Yeah.
The TA30, which this is so I imagine gonna get a lot of high end on this if we play through this amp.
Yeah, it's quite a bright sounding amp. It's a lot of presence to it. This guitar is a steel aircraft grade steel guitar. This is the other one Max was talking before with it, but this is the other one that's new for NAMM. We've come up with a way of putting a graphics system within the paint. It's actually immersed in the paint, so it's a new product that we've come up with, and it's really quite unique. And all of the skulls and bits and pieces on it are they actually come from the film industry, from working in the Hobbit film and working closely with the miniatures teams in New Zealand. So I've managed to make some amazing connections with those guys and bring some of it back into what I'm doing here.
It seems like everyone who's in New Zealand has some sort of connection with the Hobbit. Is that? Are you just all mates over there?
Well, it's Middle Earth.
Yeah.
We all live in Middle Earth, so yeah.
Great. So here we go.
So this is a steel body guitar, but it's still got a very organic tone to it. It's a really rich, full sound with an amazing amount of attack on the top of it and a really good crunch to it.
Cool. Sounds pretty heavy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So, so we've got steel guitars, we've got titanium guitars, we've got chrome guitars. How would people go about getting in touch with you if they wanted to, or if they liked what they saw? How are you distributing these at the moment?
So they're actually distributed individually. All of the guitars are made to custom order, so you can reach me on the website, which is www.badseed.co.nz. That's probably the easiest way. There's email addresses on there, and it's pretty easy to contact us. And yeah, we can build up a spec for you personally, make something custom and unique, and a one-off. Every one of them is made to a specific order for a personal customer, which is the whole point, really.
Great. So I take it that the titanium will be the most expensive to work with, and then steel slightly cheaper. Is that right?
Titanium materials will be the more expensive materials to work with. It really depends on the finishes you want. It's the sky's the limit, really. Some of the more complex finishes, like the Skulls guitar or maybe the Hetfield style guitar, they take a lot of work just to get just right on the process on the way through. The titanium material is a little more expensive, so yeah, it's a little bit of a balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Sheldon.
No worries.
And I'm sure I'll be seeing you around more at NAMM anyway.
Thanks, Rich.
Because I met Sheldon last year, and we had a pretty cool time out in California after the show. So
we did.
Let's try to do the same thing this year.
Cool.
And thank you very much for watching at home, guys.